what's a traditional family photo, they call it. Well, our business correspondent Joe Lynham is on the phone watching all of this with us. Now, Joe, a meeting such as this, and in fact the G20 itself, is not going to be the cure for all the ills, so what can they hope to get from it?
Well, what they're hoping to get, Maxine, is something sort of roadmap in establishing how they're going to go forward ahead of the main meal in April the 2nd. Of course, the G20 main heads of state, chaired by our own Gordon Brown, in just under 3 weeks. But what we're seeing as we speak here in Horsham is the first half of the meeting happening today here in West Sussex. The main discussions will happen over the next few hours, and we should be getting press conferences by about 2:30 to 3 o'clock. With the fruit of their discussion, with the publication of the all-famous communique, which is an agreed statement, and of course getting 20 different finance ministers and central bankers to put out an agreed statement is definitely not very easy, as you can imagine. The discussions are continuing. As we can see, the Sherpas, the officials, the kind of the bag carriers in a derogatory way, but I think I can see Alistair Darling's famous silver head when I peer over that blonde head, and he of course is the chairman of the process, which means that the finance ministers could be about to come out here into the lawns, the beautiful South Lodge Hotel here in Horsham in West Sussex. Yes, I can see Alistair Darling, and I can see some of the other key officials, key finance ministers. There are chairs set out for the 20 senior economic ministers, and yes, they seem to be coming out now. Yes, they're led by Alistair Darling, and he seems to be followed, again, my view is slightly obstructed, seems to be accompanied by Mervyn King, the chairman, the governor of the Bank of England. I can see Christine Lagarde, the economy minister of France. There's Mervyn King. There's Timothy Geithner. He's the US Treasury Secretary. And there's Christine Lagarde with her silver hair as well, quite distinctive. She is a lawyer and worked in Wall Street with investment banks, has a lot of experience dealing with the financial sector through in the United States, and of course back here in Europe. She's now the economy minister, made such about 2 years ago by the then newly elected President Sarkozy. And she has certainly a very hands-on approach and has been very efficient at getting the job done. So they're lining up now for this famous family photograph, chaired, as I said, by Alistair Darling, the Chancellor of the Exchequer. There's Mervyn King from the Bank of England, and standing behind him is Joachim Almunia. He is the Economy Commissioner for the European Commission in Brussels, and to his left is Mr. Yosano. That's the Japanese Finance Minister. I was speaking to him yesterday about Japan having already pledged $100 billion for extra money for the International Monetary Fund, and whether other countries would be following suit with similar generous donations to the International Monetary Fund, which of course is the lender of last resort around the world and has already stepped in into numerous countries. In Europe alone, we've seen them bail out Ukraine, Belarus, Hungary, Iceland, and now there's talks about Romania getting some extra money. So the IMF is certainly front and centre of the negotiations we are having here in Horsham in West Sussex. But again, the discussions are only at a halfway stage, because the communique won't be issued until around 3 o'clock UK time. It's 1500 GMT this Saturday. So beside Mervyn King there on the right here picture, you can see Per Steinbrück. He is the German economy minister, and he has been quite critical of demands from the United States to set a benchmark of around 2% of GDP for all countries to pump into their economies, to stimulate, to kickstart their economies. He has been joined in that criticism, of course, by Christine Lagarde there, who removing some hair from her eyes. And And Britain seems to stand somewhere in the middle. It's quite ironic that the photograph shows Britain very much in the middle between France and the United States. Timothy Geithner there. This is his first official trip abroad since being nominated and approved as the Treasury Secretary of the United States. Suddenly the most important post in the United States cabinet of the new President Obama administration, which came officially to power January 22nd of this year. You can see there's the Indian finance minister there behind with the blue turban. 20 countries officially, but in fact there will be 22 nations represented because Spain and Netherlands are also here, not officially members of the G20, but because they are such large and important economies, they are represented. I can see beside the Japanese finance minister, I can see the Dominic Strauss-Kahn. He's the head of the International Monetary Fund. He is very much, I think they're encouraging us to pack up and leave now at the moment, but there's the formal family photo, as it's known as. To the extreme left of the picture, you might see Mr. Zelek. He is the head of the World Bank. Was a part of the President Bush administration, has been very much kept on by the Obama administration. In fact, President Obama has made quite a play about keeping Republicans on board, replicating President Abraham Lincoln with his team of rivals in his administration. But whether that will prove to be a successful team of rivals remains to be seen. We're kind of ushered away now by Treasury officials. At the moment, kind of blocking our shot, and that gentleman with the camera is certainly blocking our shot for the moment.
Joe,
so
thank you.
For now, very briefly, back to you in the studio.
Okay, Joe, thanks very much indeed. And we'll just stay with the shots for a few moments while they do get the photographers into our view. Joe just setting the scene for us there. So they're all taking the pictures, but it's after this photographic session is finished, they'll get down to the hard work. And no pressure on them, of course, today. Oh, well, quite a lot. Listen to some of the commentators today. It's not going too far to say that this is one of the final opportunities to save the world economy from sliding over the brink. That's coming from today's Telegraph's economics editor. So quite a lot coming out of there later on. But just very briefly, joining me in the studio is Jeff Sampler from the Said Business